Hello, my name is John, and I'm a first-time beekeeper. I've never done this before, and I'll tell you my story. About 5 or so years ago, I saw a documentary, I think, at the Cleveland Film Festival. It talked about bees and about colony collapse and how we need more, urban beekeepers. And so I decided to be a beekeeper. Well, that was 5 years ago, and of course I put it off like I do a lot of other stuff. And then this past year during the pandemic, my wife asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and I said, I think this is the year I'm going to start beekeeping. So here I am. Whoops. I got a hive, one hive, and I'm already getting a little bit addicted, so I'm ready for hive number 2. But last week I put in a 5-frame nuke, and today we're going to go inside and see what's going on. So this is the first inspection a week after installation. So in the past week, the bees have been pretty busy, bringing in a lot of pollen. I've come out every day just to see them, and they've been bringing in pollen by the load. So I expect to see a lot of pollen in the hive today, and some other resources that they've been bringing in. Maybe they're finding nectar. I don't know, really where it comes from or where they get it from, but we're going to learn together. So there they are. You can see some of the little yellow pollen pants that they're bringing in. So what we're going to do is we're going to light a smoker. I'll show you my setup real quick. So basically, here's my setup, right? I got cinder blocks and just like landscaping timbers. And then I was trying to find a place where I could conveniently store my equipment. So I went to Menards and got this big, this big tub. I was looking at some of those deck boxes. Man, they're expensive. So I decided not to go with a deck box. But instead I went with this like $9 tote that I found, which is perfect. I can put everything inside of it. So as you can see, my smoker's there. It's not lit yet. I'm gonna light it up. And today I'm just gonna start it off with a little paper. And I got some pine cones that I picked up, some grass clippings from my neighbor. He's very good about picking up his yard, much better than I am. That's what I have. By the way, I live in Northeast Ohio, and I'm close to a supplier called Blue Sky Supply. Which is actually on my way home from work, and they're finally open. The showroom is open, so I can finally go in. But they're really great. Give them a call. If you're ordering something, just tell them what you need. They'll ship it to you, or if you're in the vicinity, just go and pick it up at their loading dock. Otherwise, they're super helpful. They have everything you need. Everything you need. And there's a lot of beekeeping supplies online and everything else, but that's what we have. Now, as far as my boxes, I just bought like a beginning kit, which came with 2 deeps and 20 frames, obviously. Also some foundation. It comes unassembled, but I assembled it. It was a fun afternoon. And then also the foundation is just like, wax foundation. It's plastic, but with some beeswax on it in the shape of some honeycomb, which kind of helps them keeps the bees on track, keeps them nice and organized, and keeps that comb nice and neat. And I like neatness, so I'm excited to see if they're drawing out comb in the new boxes or in the new frames. The top box is empty right now. It's just covering a feeder. I think what I'm going to do as early as probably next week is buy some medium supers and some excluders, and I'm gonna go, I think, with the deep box and then medium supers after that. I think I'll have a super, and then I'll have the excluder, and then a medium super on top of that for honey. Only because everything I read, since it's a 10-frame box, it's going to get very heavy, and I want to preserve my back as much as possible. So I'm trying to lighten the load a little bit by just bringing in smaller supers. And as far as what I stained it with, I kind of wanted it to fit in with the environment. By the way, if you look in the back, you'll see water supply. I have a little creek that flows behind there. And so I think this is a perfect location for them. And I used it's a whey-based stain from, I think it's Vermont Naturals or something. I got it at Amazon. I'll tell you, it's expensive, but the beehive looks real good. And they say, it fits into the background because my wife, wanted it to look nice, and so do I. So yeah, that's what I'm using. So that's kind of a little background on everything that's going on in in and around the bee yard. All right, wall smoker's lit, as you can see. Took a little while, but yeah, they have pellets. Buy some pellets that you can just light. It's easy. And let's get inside and see what we got. All right, let's blow a little puff of smoke at the entrance. And get the hive tool. I don't know if they've propolized, but we'll crack right here. Oh, there are a lot of propolis I'm not feeling. And we'll go ahead and smoke a little bit in that entrance. Even though there's no bees there, I'm gonna go ahead and smoke. Puff. All right, let's take the outer cover on. And my neighbor asked me if they got mad, and I'm suspecting they'll get mad. All right, so here's a bucket of sugar water. Remove it. And there's still about a third left. All right, so they clearly must be finding nectar and other stuff to eat nearby. We'll go ahead though and probably fill that up. All right. Go back to the smoker. Let's go. All right, here's the inner cover. And as you can see, they filled in with some comb right there, which is kind of exciting. I mean, it's not really, but there's a gap between the inner cover and the the top of the frames, so they tend to fill that in. Homer Langstraw, the guy who invented this type of hive, one of the most revolutionary inventions really was what he called bee space, which is the space in between the frames, where the bees can travel but not create comb. And that's kind of a good thing, because you don't want too much comb in and around your hive. Oops. But let's go ahead and knock these guys off. So bees, these are Italians. As you can see, here's what they call burr comb. We'll go ahead and clean that off before we put things back together. Okay, so as you can see, here's what's going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These were the 5 frames that came with the nuke. And as I'm looking down in there, there's a lot of bees, and I see some, obviously, we've got comb is drawn where they, where they were drawing during the winter time or during the spring when they were in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are the new frames. So this is some pollen cake, just set aside for now. Okay, let's go ahead and clean this comb off of here. And we're gonna go ahead and look for the queen. So carefully, I don't want to suspect that she's gonna be anywhere on top, but you just never know, right? So the purpose of this inspection is kind of just to see what they're doing. I'll just take this one. Gotta be careful. Roll up any bees, or, I mean, you might actually, oh, there's some honey right there. You might actually, that might be sugar water actually. You might actually just accidentally kill a bee or two, which you don't really want to do, but you gotta clean this stuff up too. Oh, this is definitely honey. So we'll take that inside. Okay, we'll start by taking off these outside frames, because we want to make space when we separate these to lift them up so we don't kill the queen. We're kind of looking for the queen and seeing how much activity they've been doing here in the hive. Again, I'm a rookie at this, so kind of hard to work with these big gloves, but like I said, this is my first time, and I don't want to get stung yet. A lot of the, the pros, you see them online, and they're gloveless, but I'm not there yet. All right, so here's the outermost frame. It's they haven't drawn any comb out on this one, just some bees. It's too soon really for them to do that, so completely empty. A little bit of activity, I think, around the combs, just a little bit of whiting. I don't know if that's them trying to draw comb, but anyway. But they're definitely propolizing. So I know they're busy. Also looking for a catchy name for my apiary. I have my dog's called Winston, and my wife has a Mini Cooper. That one's called Winston too. So this is probably also going to be the Sir Winston Honeybee Farm. I like that. All right. So we're going to separate. And I'm seeing definitely some activity in this. Now, this is one of my frames that I can see that they're definitely drawing comb in this frame. As you can see, they're drawing pretty good. I don't think these are queen cups. They're just drawn comb. It's just like not in the same shape. Real quick, I don't see a queen here, which is good. We don't want to see the queen here yet. They are filled with nectar on the outside, pollen. Like I said, they've been filling in with a lot of pollen. This is all nectar out here. And I don't see any eggs or any larvae yet. So obviously the queen hasn't started laying in this area, and nothing on the outside of the frame. So, but they're habitating out here, so they're doing their thing. Set that. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna set that one aside. And they're propolizing, which is kind of sticky. So these next few frames I'm just gonna slide over. This is one of their frames, so we might see a queen soon. I doubt it yet, but let's see what's happening here. All right, here we go. Take a look. Oh, heavy. It's heavy. All right. And so we have capped brood. We have capped brood. I'm seeing nectar along the outside, and definitely seeing some larvae in some of these combs on the inside. So the queen is busy. She's been out here laying. I don't see her. She is marked. She has a pink dot, but she's been working here, and turn it over. I see nectar on this, as you can see. Nectar on the outside. I can smell honeyish. Nectar and honey. No queen here, and I don't see any kind of larvae or eggs or anything. So this one's looking good. This is one of theirs, right, that I got. Gotta keep the smoker going. Important. So a little smoke on there. Just to kind of move them out of the way. All right. So these next few frames should definitely be getting closer to the queen. Just make sure she's not on top over there. Okay. Get some of this. All right, here we go. Oh, that's heavier for sure. And you can see right there, All right, we've got some comb on the bottom. So they're putting some comb on the bottom. No queen comb, so I'm not worried about it. That's a bigger comb, as you can see. That's drone comb. So the drones are male bees, and they have no function except to fertilize the queen. So let's see if I see a queen here. No queen here, but definitely a lot of pollen, capped brood, nectar. I see some larvae, looking for some eggs. The eggs look like little grains of rice, little skinny grains of rice. I'm not seeing anything there. And a quick turnaround. There's a lot of bees there. I see a lot of larvae. Don't see the queen, so definitely want to see her at this point. But there's a lot of work going on there. Nectar, lots of nectar, larvae. So they're working. And some honey on the outside. No queen there though. Whoops. Okay, so you gotta be careful with big gloves, especially. I can see why these guys don't. Whoa! Ooh, that was close. Don't like wearing gloves, but I'm gonna push those together. And time for the next one. So suspect that we'll be seeing the queen pretty soon. As a rookie, my worst fear is I'm going to do something stupid and kill the queen. That would be bad, right? I mean, I would think in the honey world. Again, we've got drone comb on the outside. And take a quick look. No queen there. I don't see her. I don't see her on that frame, but I see some drone caps, which are the more bubbled ones. Brood. I see there's larvae emerging right there. Bees are really good about cleaning out their hive. They will actually, clean out all the dead bees, if there's dead bees, and take them out the entrances. So looking in there, looking good. Nectar, bees, capped brood. I see nectar. No queen though. Doesn't mean she's not in there, because she's laying, but I'm not spotting her yet, just because, whatever. I'm sure we'll spot her eventually. All right, squeeze these together, a little smoke. All right, suspect to be getting closer to this queen. We'll see. Next. So again, these are all the ones that came with the nuke. Nuke is short for nucleus, by the way. So it's a nucleus hive, which is 5 frames, generally, from people that do that sort of thing. Okay. Ooh, they're just dropping off. Don't wanna. Let's see if I see anything on this side. All right. Nothing yet. Same. Capped brood, nectar. When we put her in last week, she was very active. So she was moving, and I know she's working. So she's not here though. But she's doing what she's supposed to be doing, because because I see a lot of cap brood, larvae. Queen there. Like I said, she could have dropped off to the bottom of the hive. Maybe. We'll see, right? All right. One more frame. Hoping for that queen. By the way, with a smoker, you have to be careful. You know, as I was lighting a smoker last few days ago, be careful that you are not shooting out flames rather than smoke. All right, so be careful with that. All right, so here's one more frame, and hoping to spot that queen on this frame. She may have moved on to these outermost frames. We'll see. It's very busy in there. All right, here we go. No queen here. A lot of the same story. Now there's a lot of open brood here. Open. And I'm not seeing any eggs. Could be a little concerning. We'll see. Especially because I haven't seen her yet. So I might have to go back in some of these other frames. I do want to see a queen before I leave off today. I see larvae. I see a lot of nectar. A lot of pollen being deposited. Like I said, I've been watching them putting in pollen for a while. No queen, but like I said, gotta be careful when you put this frame back in. Man, they're like all over the place. That's kind of a stupid thing to say. They're bees, of course they're all over the place. Kind of squeeze some of that. All right. So this is, again, one of my frames, and I can see that they're definitely drawing comb, big time. So, drawing comb, depositing pollen, so this comb is just for storage of resources, and starting to draw a comb here. So there's little chance that I'm going to see a queen in any of this, just because they're not really doing anything here, just getting started. All right, so we'll put that back in. And less bees out here, as you can see. So no comb drawn here, no comb drawn here. So that means that this hive is in pretty good shape as far as space is concerned. They are drawing comb, but right now, and I'm not even gonna look at that last one, they're just kind of using resources, depositing pollen, nectar on some of these frames. And I'm going to take another quick look, real quick. Try to find that queen. One quick look as we head back in the other direction. drone comb. No queen there. Okay. Again, you want to kind of push these together because of that space, you know, bee space. All right, another look on this one. She's got to be on one of these three. She might have just hidden from me first time through. So take a better look here just to make sure. She might be on the bottom, but I doubt it. There's a cluster of bees. Nothing there. I don't see her on the bottom. Take a quick look here. Being as I'm a rookie, I'm not that experienced with finding a queen if she was unmarked, if her dot fell off her, you know. But she's supposed to be bigger. I mean, she is bigger and fatter. Don't let her hear you say that, though, because, you know, she'll be offended. All right. So, get that back right there. Put it together. A mad bee just attacked my veil. These are Italian bees, by the way. They're supposed to be gentler and they are easy to work with. I mean, this is my first time in here, but this guy right here on my veil right now, he's really pissed off. He wants me out of here. Queen either. So, like I said, doesn't mean she's not in there. It just means that my inexperienced eye is not locating her. So we'll take a look at this last frame. We got drawn comb, and this is one of theirs too, so she could be on there. We'll take a quick look. This is all, well, we got cap brood, so that means that there's a queen has laid. So she's familiar with this frame as well. I think I just spotted her. Quick look on this side. These are very small bees. These are young bees here, working here. Very young bees. All right. And just push these together. Okay. Is it possible she moved into here? I don't think so. There's no brood on here, so nothing capped. Oh, got another pissed off bee. Okay. This back. This one. So there would be no reason why I would see a queen on that one. Just kind of space these evenly. The noise is quite amazing. Just the buzzing. All right. Well, first inspection showed some progress as far as drawing comb and other stuff, but disappointing in that we didn't find a queen. So next week I'm hoping to find her. In the meantime, what I'm gonna do is I think I'm just gonna leave a little bit of a gap right there, and let them work. They're not really doing anything there anyway, so probably next time I'll just push that down in this direction. I'll stick this pollen patty back so they have a little something to eat. They've been working on it, and we'll go ahead and put this back. We'll take that off. Just kind of scrape this off of here. Up. Here. Come on, bees. I'm gonna hurt you little guys. All right. So obviously, a real rookie inspection, as you can tell. Found no queen. I'm gonna put this bucket back. Still good. Oh man, hopefully they don't drown. Some of them might. Again, rookie mistake. Put that back there. So, even though I didn't find a queen, let me get this water out of here. I mean, it's gonna get wet at some point, right? It's gonna rain. Even though I didn't find a queen, still working. I'm hoping to find her next week. My next inspection. If there is no queen in there, I suspect they might create one. So let's see if there's any cups next week. All right. So that's it. That's my first inspection. If you have any comments, please help out. Any suggestions about finding the queen? And so good luck to the rest of you.